What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another video, and today we are taking a look at a guitar library from Spitfire Audio called Fink Signatures. And if you know me, I'm a piano player. I'm not a guitar player by any means. I suck at guitar, and so I love guitar libraries. Having a handful of them that can help me create the mockups that I need to get guitars sounding decently enough, in my mixes. And so when this came out, I was definitely interested, even though I have let's say 5 or 6 guitar libraries. Most of them are from Orange Tree Samples, another developer who specializes in guitar libraries, actually. But the one thing about their libraries is that the workflow has never really gelled with my personal taste. And with Spitfire's plugin being a more of a minimalist approach and being relatively easy to play, I was definitely interested in this. Now, that's not to say that, Orange Tree Samples doesn't have great libraries. They certainly do, and they have a wonderful sound. It's very flexible, but I'm the type of composer who enjoys just getting up and running with the libraries that I already have. So I definitely was interested in this, and I want to thank Spitfire for sending me a copy of this library to take a look at. But the first thing you'll notice, though, is the price. It's $49, and what's included is 3 acoustic guitars with a variety of single shots, one-shot notes, harmonics, plucked, thumb stuff, and then there's also sound design, there's vocals, and there's percussion. And without any bias here, I probably paid around $100 for each other guitar library that I own, and that's just for one guitar. So if you're talking about value, this is one of the most no-brainer purchases, I think, if you're looking for an acoustic guitar library that, in terms of like value and content, right? Like the amount you pay is quite disproportional to the amount that you're getting, and that's quite a lot. So anyway, let's kind of dive into the library itself. We'll play over these patches, and then we can talk about some of our thoughts at the very end and come up with some conclusions. So let's start with the Brady patch. And let me just quickly run you through what we have here. So we have the 3 guitars. We have the Brady guitar with all these different articulations. We have the Festi guitar with similar articulations. And then we have the Orwell guitar with the same sort of thing. And then in addition to that, we have the percussion, we have the voice, and we have the pads. I have to admit, like this type of library really reminds me of the OT Creative Sound Packs type of libraries. They're more intimate. They're kind of recorded in a more mellow, calm way. You know what I mean? It is not super cinematic or anything like that. And you'll notice that they didn't call it like Spitfire guitars or something, because if they did, they either would probably choose 1 or 2 guitars to record super close mic'd and like get every single sample and detail out of it, or they probably recorded in the middle of Air Studios. So anyway, let's kind of dive in. Let's just play. We'll go through these articulations. We'll switch through the guitars, and again, we'll talk about it at the very end. But yeah, I just love this interface. So let's just kind of play a little bit. Okay, so just a quick note here about the arpeggiated patch. It's very simple. That's the first thing I just want to say. We have the green playable range, which are the major strums. Then we have the blue, which is the minor, and then the yellow, which is the open strings without the third in the middle. So if we maybe listen to this one. So that's a G, right? G, D, G, D. There's no B or B flat in there to identify the major or minor. So just keep that in mind. You have 3 qualities. You could have definitely asked for more, but then it would have costed more for the library. One thing that I was a little bit bothered by at the very beginning was the amount of release on the sample. So I had to go into this big button. I clicked on release and I dragged the release basically all the way down. I think by default, they actually leave the release at 100. And I'm not sure why they do that. I would personally probably have put it at, 15, 20% just to have that flexibility there. But again, if you want less of a tail, which I would probably go with, then I would bring it down with the release knob here. Now, if you want some reverb on that sound, you can certainly apply that separately here as well. So that could sound like this. And it is kind of a nice sounding reverb, actually. A little bit, dark, but it certainly is serviceable there. And then in terms of the modulation wheel, instead of triggering dynamics, it's actually triggering a close mix versus a guitar amp pedal chain mix, which let's see what that sounds like. So this is the close mix. We push the wheel up, and now we get that kind of DI sound. So I do enjoy that that way that it's been mapped. Actually, it's a very interesting way of triggering these mixes instead of having to go into a separate page and fiddling with a mix that way. Then here with this knob here, the expression, that basically controls the overall dynamics. Right, so you can just leave it at 100, treat that as the master volume, and then you can tweak or automate it if you wanted to post. Okay, let's move on to the next guitar. So now we have the Festi, and let's go through these as well. So here's the first the first strummed patch. Okay, so in terms of the chords we have here on the green keys, green playable range, we have open. So again, root, fifth, and root. On the blue range, we have major seventh. So we have root, fifth, and major seventh. And the yellow range, we have dominant seventh. So root, fifth, and minor seventh. And all of these are tempo synced, by the way. So as long as you stay somewhere within this range that the recordings, of the recording speed, then you're pretty much going to have a nice sound there. Okay, let's keep moving on here. Okay, let's move on to the Orwell guitar here. So again, you can see it's a similar set of articulations, lots of single hits, single shots, and then we have the strummed and arpeggiated patches as well. Let's go through a couple of these. Okay, so overall, I mean, all three guitars have a very nice, warm, and natural sound to them. It's definitely not on the like hissy, sharp, high end type of thing. It has a warmer mid range texture, which I really do enjoy. But at the same time, that kind of puts it in a bit of a box in terms of the character. So if you're looking for a library that's super sharp, that will cut through a mix so easily, this is probably not the library for you. But if you're looking for a warm kind of guitar sound and acoustic library that has those basic strums and those one shots for multiple like songwriting purposes, then this might be a great choice for you. So let's go through the remaining patches here. So we have percussion. Okay, then we have the vocals, and yeah, we just have some basic syllables here. So maybe let's hear the ahs. So definitely a very nice warm sound there. Even though all the notes are not recorded at the very same length, you do have some variance there. But the overall sound is quite intimate and close. So if you're looking for that sort of texture, it definitely works there. Okay, finally we have the pads, electronic piano pad. Yeah, I mean, so that last pad doesn't really sound like strings to me, but hey, it's just, you know, a little extra thing. But yeah, I mean, again, I can't state enough how impressed I am in terms of the value that you're getting here. So I don't think I've seen another library that includes what you get here for $50, 50 euros, whatever it is, 50 pounds. But yeah, in general, I like for me, I could definitely see this being a go-to guitar library for me in terms of the acoustic guitar capabilities that I would personally need. I do have another strum guitar library that's dedicated to strumming, but in terms of picked stuff, I've only been using, you know, the Evolution series from Orange Tree. So this is definitely a welcome addition, and I'm really looking forward to using it further in my music. And yeah, just let me know what you think. I'm curious on your thoughts on this. Like, if you don't have a guitar library, is this one that you're kind of considering for your next acoustic library purchase if you need one? Or if you already have a bunch of libraries, is this just redundant for you and you don't think you really need it? Because that could certainly be the case as well, right? But I think for $49, you can't really go wrong if you do need an acoustic guitar library. So my personal recommendation is if you need a guitar library and you don't really have other options available to you, or you do, but you just want an easier workflow, then this is definitely a great one to consider. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to learn a little bit more about my personal sample library recommendations, then I want to give you my sample library buyer's guide. It's absolutely free, and it goes over my personal recommendations that I use on a regular basis. I've categorized them by all the orchestral sections. I have also included the prices, so it's super easy to navigate and go over. And I really hope that, you know, the next time you're purchasing something, you'll refer to it and you'll actually, you know, think about what the library offers and how you might actually use it before investing in there on that library. And I've given you my personal recommendations and how I would personally use those libraries as well in that guide. So just click the first link below. You'll get access to it right away. And it's my gift to you for checking out this video today. So thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one, and take care. Bye.